I still remember back in high school and college, my love life was like a buffet. So many choices. I'd have a crush in the morning, a different one at noon, and a backup for the evening. This wasn't about being flirty, but simply appreciating the beauty of God's creation. Right? My agenda back then was simple: to spread the seeds of admiration. Everyone, in my eyes, was potential. Potential to make me skip class just to see them in the canteen. Potential to make me learn guitar, and potential to inspire my unfinished poems. I was like a king with a vast kingdom, and my subjects were my crushes who didn't even know I existed. I even had a list back then. A small notebook with their names, section, and what I liked about them. Section A was Smile, Section B was Marina, Section C was Smarty. It was hard to choose. It was like being in Divisoria with tons of stuff for sale, but you only had loose change. The most awkward thing that happened was at a Christmas party when they all greeted me, "Merry Christmas," at the same time. My brain short-circuited. I just smiled like a campaigning politician, then said, "Merry Christmas to all of you, everyone." In the end, I didn't get to talk to anyone properly. That's how life was in my polygamy era, fun but chaotic. It was a great setup, wasn't it? No commitment, no jealousy, no crying. The only problem was, who to stalk first on Friendster. You didn't have to choose because in your mind, they were all yours. I called this Schrodinger's girlfriend. They were both yours and not yours until you made the first move. This was the golden age of my youth. A time when love was like a multiple-choice exam where the answer was all of the above. Happy, light, and full of fantasy. It's nice to look back on, especially now that it's hard to even find none of the above. Back then, moving on wasn't an issue. If you found out crush number 1 had a boyfriend, it was okay. There was always crush number 2 to 10. Heartbreak was like an ant bite. Itchy at first, but easy to scratch and forget. There were so many replacements, so many distractions. You wouldn't be sad for long because there'd be a new face in the hallway tomorrow. The world was a big playground, and we were all playing tag. What I didn't know was that there would come a day when I'd be the only one it, and everyone else would have someone else to play with. And that day did come. Suddenly, one by one, they disappeared. Like in Avengers, Thanos snapped his fingers and half of my crushes suddenly had an inner relationship with status on Facebook. Smile was holding hands with someone. Marina was reportedly engaged. Smarty was studying abroad with her first love. Me? Here I am, left behind. I felt like I ran out of chairs in a parlor game. They were all happy while I watched them from afar, like a fan who couldn't afford a concert ticket. This is where the real challenge began, forced moving on. It's hard to move on when the reason isn't that you fought, but because someone just got there first. No closure, because there was no us to begin with. The pain was quiet but deep. It's like waiting for a bus at the wrong terminal. All the vehicles pass by, but none stop for you. I tried to find someone new, but it seemed like the stock was all gone. All the potential ones were taken. The former buffet of love turned into a small eatery that ran out of dishes. All that was left was rice. You're the rice, alone, waiting for a dish that won't come. This is where I felt the weight of being single. It wasn't liberating like before. Now, it felt like a sentence. When I see my ex-crushes and ex-flings happy with someone else, there's a little pang. Not because of envy, but because of regret. I wish I had courted her then. I wish I had confessed. So many I wish, but it was too late. They have their own stories now. I'm stuck in the prologue, wondering how to start chapter 1. The polygamy era officially ended. Welcome to the monotony era. The worst part is when you run into them at the mall with their significant other. You'll greet each other, then they'll introduce you as my friend. It hurts. Friend. That word used for people you didn't choose. You just force a smile, then say, "Oh yeah, we're friends." After they turn away, you'll take a deep breath. Another bullet hit, but you have to walk as if you weren't hit. That's the battle when your opponent is the taken status of people you once dreamed of. You have to accept that in the game of love, you've been out. Finally, after a long dry spell, someone arrived, but only one. This is where a new problem came in: commitment to one person. After being used to a buffet, how can you be content with a set meal? It's hard. My brain, used to many options, was still looking for others. Not because I didn't like her, but because of fear. Fear that I might have chosen wrong. What if there's someone better out there? This is the struggle when you come from a polygamy era, trusting that one is enough. And since almost all my friends are single, the temptation intensifies. When we go out, we're like a pack of stray dogs, completely free. Then me, I have to ask permission. I have to report where I am. Suddenly commitment felt like a cage. My friends were telling stories about new people they met on dating apps. My story was about what my girlfriend cooked. The gap was huge. That's where the question comes in, is this really it? A one-on-one relationship, for a former general of a battalion, is a huge adjustment. What's worse, sometimes you become a third wheel in your own relationship. When you're talking, and then she suddenly mentions a friend's name, suddenly, it's not just the two of you in the conversation. There's a ghost, a third party. Even if there's no malice, you can't help but think. Because you've experienced having many options, you know how easy it is to become an option yourself. You don't want to be a victim of the system you once benefited from. That's why you become jealous, paranoid. The one-on-one becomes one-on-one-on-one. This is where you realize who truly loves you. Amidst the chaos in your mind and the temptations around, who remains? Who understands you even when you're a mess? True love isn't about them choosing you over everyone else. It's about them choosing you again, and again, and again, even on days when you're not so choosable. This is the person who won't make you an option because for them, you are the only one. Hard to find, but when you do, that's when you'll know that a set meal is actually better than any buffet. But not all stories have happy endings. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try, it's just not meant for you. You break up. And here you are again, back to square one, single, alone. But this time, it's different. You're no longer looking for many. You're no longer afraid to be alone either. The pain of the past, from ex-crushes who got taken to ex-girlfriends who didn't work out, has become a lesson. Every heartbreak is like a vaccine. It hurts at first, but it provides protection for the next time. You've learned that love isn't about quantity but about strength. Being single now isn't a sentence but an opportunity to fix yourself, an opportunity to figure out what you really want. I'm no longer the king of a harem looking for many subjects. I'm a traveler looking for a home. Being alone is no longer loneliness but peace. It's also nice sometimes that the only thing you have to worry about is what series to watch on Netflix and not who your girlfriend is chatting with. Self-love, that's actually the most underrated kind of love. Now, as the new year approaches, I'm no longer afraid. Before, my resolution was to find a girlfriend. Now, my resolution is to be happy, whether I have a girlfriend or not. Every ending is a new beginning. Every ex is a reminder of things you don't want to repeat. I'm no longer in a hurry. If someone comes, thank you. If not, thank you anyway. What matters is that you are whole. What matters is that you are ready. The world will keep turning, and with every turn you'll meet new people. So for all those who were left behind, overtaken and hurt, just relax. Our time will come. And if not, that's okay. There's always a new year, there's always new hope. And yes, probably there's always a new ex coming. But with that, there's always a new beginning. A new you that is stronger, wiser, and more ready to love and be loved the right way. Cheers to the new mistakes we'll make. At least this time we've learned more.